Before I start this video, a little bit of a disclaimer, and that is this video about Metroid Prime 4 and spoiler, Metroid Other M was recorded after the preview for Metroid Prime 4, but before the game been released and been reviewed by, well, reviewers to some extent. And the gist of it, from what I understand, is that the game is not as bad that people thought during the preview. Miles, that's a key thing about this thoughts, and that it's not going to be annoying throughout the game, only in the beginning, from what I understand. The Federation Force Companion are not as annoying, some people say that it was. So there's a little bit of positive about this game, but apparently it's still lower than the other Metroid Prime game. It is what it is there. So again, before I start this video, disclaimer is, this was recorded after the Metroid Prime 4 preview, but way before the reviews and the game release. So enjoy. That's it. Or it's not my Samus, because transition to that one is, this is the one I really want to talk about, is Metroid Other M. For people who don't know, it's a Wii game developed by Team Ninja, and Sakamoto basically had a hand in it, and he also did the story. So yes, the game also has companion, but to some extent, because it's so supposed to be a story-driven game, to a point that, yes, Samus talks. And here's the thing, Samus does talk in some game. Fusion, she talks. And I think in Metroid Prime, the first one, she talks, but you don't hear her voice, you just see text. Same goes with Fusion. And I don't know about the other Metroid game. But yes, here's the deal. Minus Link, Nintendo characters do talk. Fire Emblem characters, they talk. Mario and Luigi, yes, they talk. Unless you're a main player, they don't talk. Pokemon trainers, believe it or not, they do talk. Play Pokemon Master EX, there you go. Donkey Kong, to some extent. Yoshi, yes, only Link that doesn't talk for whatever reason, because, you know, they have that Link aspect according to Shigeru Miyamoto. But yes, Nintendo characters do talk if the developer, the creator, the director wants it. In the case with Sakamoto, he wanted Samus to talk because she wants her to be a normal human. Is it that wrong, or do you want her to be Atsu? I mean, that's just what I'm getting at, because that was the problem. So the problem, for people who don't know why Other M Sorrow, the Black Sheep, is, yes, very talkative game. Yes, Samus is very talkative to some extent. And yes, she does say about the baby. People take it out of proportion to some extent. For people who don't know, spoiler a bit, is that the baby is the baby Metroid. For people who don't know, Other M is a direct sequel to Super Metroid. And if you know that story, here's a little recap about the Metroid. In the end of Metroid 2, she saved a baby Metroid that got imprinted, and like Samus. Metroid 3, they kidnapped the baby Metroid, and of course, the baby Metroid sacrificed itself by defending Samus and trying to kill Mother Brain. And from what I understand also, that because in the end, the baby Metroid kind of fused with Samus. That's why it's sort of like her armor has some Metroid cell. I mean, I know it's getting convoluted, but the bottom line is, in Other M, she keeps referring the baby as the baby Metroid. It was something like, finally you have a Metroid in the good side, because mostly Metroids are bad guys. So this one's actually like Samus, and it's a good guy. But of course, it dies. That's right. That's what the baby is. But yeah, it's sort of annoying. Supposedly that because of it was a special Metroid. The battleship, which is the space station, that's what it is. And for whatever reason, Space Federation are there, and Adam is there, which, again, people say, oh, Samus likes Adam, so she respects Adam, because Adam took care of her when she was young. Part of the story. And yes, another bit of a backstory, unfortunately, is that to understand the story with Other M is, you have to understand the extra outside media. So you have to read the manga, the comic. It kind of tells the story of why Samus is like this in Other M. I know it's kind of weird they did that, but whatever. So the big complaints first is story, kind of just weird. So I do agree with the story. It was like, yeah, it's not good. It's not bad, but it's not really good. It's not really compelling. Second is the personality with Sam. Even I like it because she's being normal. There were parts where like I don't get what's going on here. Like there was a scene about her doing thumbs down. She kind of explained what it is, but I'm like, even that like that doesn't make sense. And of course, to some extent, is that she hangs around with boys. So that's another thing also, because there are female star Space Marine Federation, but I think to some extent in her group she was the only female, and some people don't like that. Again, I don't know. And of course, some of the rule because of the game mechanic was kind of weird. So I have to admit it is sort of weird. One is that Adam telling her what to do, and that you can't use XYZ weapon unless you're given permission. So it's kind of weird, but some people did say it's the military thing. But the counter some people said was, well, nobody's going to give a shit about it. Again, more power to you. Okay. Gameplay wise is a little questionable. You can't use the analog, and in order to do first person, you gotta point the Wii mode to the screen. Not really helpful to some extent because you can't even move when you're doing that mode. It's ridiculous. And the end part, yes, it's kind of. I had to admit I had some struggles. Couldn't figure out what to do until like, oh, that's what you're supposed to do. And then I think just the military system aspect, people just didn't like that. But the main one, like I said, is that the story and how they portrayed Samus and how her talkative nature, people didn't like that. It was annoyed. They just wanted to be quiet, again, weirdos. And they just wanted to be girl boss, I think. Maybe I could be wrong, but I don't know. That's what I'm looking at it. You tell me, I'm confused. It's like girl boss, like Atsu, right? Because Atsu's a girl boss in Ghost of Yutei. Again, I don't know. Just not touching that. But that's what people wanted, and that's why people, they trying to shit on Metroid Other M. People that I follow in the circle don't like Metroid Other M. Smash JT don't like Metroid Other M. He said it publicly. And I know some guy that I follow on YouTube, Big Al, does not like Metroid Other M. Matt Simon does not like Metroid Other M. There are people that I follow and people I had talked to, they had no problem with Metroid Other M. And some of them, guess what? They were female. And when Abby Happy gave it 2 out of 5, somebody I talked to in the forum, a female gamer who likes Metroid and she enjoys Metroid Other M, said, yeah, Abby was kind of weird for doing it. I mean, again, to each your own, your opinion, but, I mean, is it really a piece of shit game? Not really. It's just not a good Metroid game. Yeah, for me it's enjoyable, but I can't play first-person Metroid game. That's why. That's it. It's supposed to be sort of a Ninja Gaiden Metroid game, but of course, like I said, the decision with the controls were just too weird. Sakamoto basically directing the game was kind of concerning, I guess, for some people, because to a point that even the developer Team Ninja said, don't blame us with the game. You want to blame the story? Go blame Sakamoto because it's all he's doing. Whatever. So that's the reason why a lot of people say, oh, Metroid Other M is bad. And the counter down was, first of all, the gameplay control. Yeah, could have been better with the analog. The pointing thing, probably unnecessary. Could have been just, like A mode instead. But whatever that was, like I said, I have to agree to some extent needs working. The thing with Adam, to some extent, I can understand the aspect of the story of you're following the military. Well, wait a minute. She's not in the Star Federation. She left. Yeah, because the thing is she used to be. But even so, if you know your kind of story that you don't get in the way with police in real life or military, whatever, you know what happens, right? So they're trying to emulate that in the game. Like, don't get in their way. You can help, but don't get in their way. That's the whole point. And then, yes, a lot of the companion, again, I guess people don't like that. Especially people didn't really like Adam because of, this guy's like a douchebag. But again, he's a high rank in the military. And here's the spoiler. In the end, he didn't really die, but you don't know what happened. He disappeared. And of course, you just hear like AI of him in other games, but whatever. You never know. Maybe he survived, whatever, but I don't really care because I'm not a Metroid fan to some extent. So the story-wise, yeah, it could be better, but it wasn't what people said was bad. There were just weird stuff. Like I said, one is Adam. The thumbs down storyline didn't really make sense. And the big one here, also, I have to agree, her suddenly reacting to Ridley but she never reacted to Ridley in the previous game. That was kind of weird. Like, why now? People say, "Oh, is she afraid of Ridley?" It wasn't really afraid. From one of the people said she had a PTSD. There was some reaction because if you didn't know the lore, Ridley destroyed her village. That's why. That's what happened. That's why she ended up to the Space Federation story. And then, of course, the Chozos took care of her for a while because when she was young, she had some powers. Like I said, there are comic, manga about Metroid if you want to know about it. Probably Wiki's probably your best friend to some extent. So the case with Ridley, I can understand that that was very inconsistent. If you just be focusing on the game, but maybe she's just being like trying to be aware. But it's kind of weird that she froze when Ridley came. Yeah, I have to give that one. That's kind of weird. Like, is it a good Metroid game? Well, not so much. Is it a playable game? Can it be fun? Yeah, it's a good alternative than, like you said, the 2D side scrolling or the Metroid Prime game. But it's not a piece of shit that people said. They just wanted it because they want to push that narrative control that this game shouldn't even be part of the Metroid Prime. And there's another thing, man, calling out Smash JT, got no problem with him, but I got to call him out because he even said in his head canon, oh, I don't consider Metroid Other M as canon. You could do that all you want. A lot of people do that. Oh, I don't consider it. That's fine. But the fact is, Nintendo basically confirmed that it is part of the game. It's canon. Like it or not, it is what it is. Just like Donkey Kong used to be Donkey Kong Jr., Cranky Kong is the original Donkey Kong. That's the story that Nintendo is faxing to some extent. I know Miyamoto didn't like that, but it's a different story there. Talked about it already. Same goes in this one. Metroid Other M is considered part of the Metroid series. It is what it is. Thoughts about that is that, yeah, you know what, whatever. You got high standards for a Metroid game. I think you guys are weird. Metroid Other M is not a bad game in my opinion, but it's not a piece of shit to some extent. But could it have been better? Yes. Is it better than those 2D games? Can't really say because it's a spin-off. It's a direct sequel to Super Metroid. The idea is that it's a different perspective of Metroid. Story-wise, I understand to some extent. I don't think it's bad, in my opinion, but it could have been better, could have been improved. It is what it is. I mean, who knows? And I'll be laughing if they do Metroid Other M remaster just for the fun of it, whatever. But like I said, Metroid fans, apparently they have high standard when it comes to the game. Oh, no companion. She has to be a girl boss. Has to be dark and isolated because what Metroid is all about. Don't hold my hand. Like, okay, you do you. Maybe you have an option to do that. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a fan of the Prime series. But I just think that a lot of the reactions are taken out of proportion and they're just being weird. I mean, like I said, I thought Sonic's fans were, oh boy. FGC fans, I mean, to some extent, they were excited with Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. Then, oh, what is this shit? The online sucks. That even call out. I got to do a call out. I saw his video. True Underdog basically said that, oh, the game's good enough for what it is. Oh, why don't you shut your mouth because you don't know about it? Like, oh boy, okay. I mean, just give my opinion. I mean. Quick thoughts. Kind of unfortunate that happened. I mean, I don't think DJ Lucas knows about when it comes to online stuff, but I have no idea. Just saying there. But anyway, back to the Metroid. It's just apparently a lot of these gamers to some extent now I'm noticing they're being more vocal, which is good. That is good. You want change, you got to do it. But to some extent, make it make sense. I'm just saying, it's just, okay, weird, there's voice in the Metroid game. Oh, that's bad. Oh, there's a companion. Oh, no. I mean, I guess for a hardcore Metroid fan, I guess that's their, they got their own belief. I don't know. But again, in my opinion, it's just weird. I don't know. Anyway, that is my thought about it. Yeah, so again, in the case with Miles McKenzie, I don't know why they put it there. Maybe it's for the casual. I mean, if the guy's funny and you want funny stuff, sure. Companions in the game, I don't know why they did it. Maybe there's more to it. Maybe they're trying to evolve the series. I don't know. In the case with Metroid Other M, they're trying something different. Super hardcore Metroid fans just denied it. They said, nope, gatekeep. I mean, it's unfortunate. But like I said, the game itself could have been more improved than before because there are some places that it needs to be improved. Even I have to say that. So anyway, with that, I'll see you guys later.